And we are live, folks. So
Okay.
we are going to be casting, as the overlay is indicated, we are going to be casting the final match versus 3M versus Freelancer Lions. And we are just getting going right now. And the Danian is co-casting with me again.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone of 6 minutes ago.
We're talking to the past, or like time travelers.
We're very much like time travelers. So this will be a best of three. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of metagame the teams are going for. If anybody is going to go for some kind of crazy cheese the first game, or just want to try to settle things down and have a nice long game.
Okay, and here we go. So we have on the lines, double red lions, Freelancer Lions, double Destro, 5 armor, 2 guardians, 5 spine on each Raven EMP, and Levy opening 310 Consummation. We've seen this before. And from 3M, we have the double 6-sync carrier. Yeah. And we've seen this before. The same composition used last time. Reinforced Hull Destro, Overlord, BC opening pods, and Beggy as the 4 tent Consummation Leviathan.
It is the exact same composition in the last game from the other team. Uh, okay, some kind of weird chat going on here. It's interesting, I played 3M in the quarterfinals, and I looked at their replays and noticed that they had a lot of really different compositions throughout this game, kind of hard to plan for. But for whatever reason, they found one that they're comfortable with and they want to use in 2 big games in a row. So right now the carriers are launching on Admin 6, trying to eat up his farm, but the 2 guards are coming in to help pick those off those ints. We don't have any pods, so there are no BCs on the red team, but the 2 guardians will be able to be a pretty good counter to launches nevertheless.
And of course, if Admin 6 is getting 2-pounded, he can get the armor tents earlier on. And Duality, did he get... looks like he got EMP'd, he wasn't able to get any plagues off. So this is similar to last time. Duality is getting denied. And this time, actually, instead, we have Riker on the BC. Last time he was on the carrier. We have Flight, I assume it's Flight, on as the second carrier. So looks like 3M is playing to win. They're putting the more experienced players out in the field.
Now, just look at this launch, and you can start to see the difference between 2 5-spine guardians and 1 BC with pods. People often treat those as if they're kind of equivalent. They'll say, okay, we need some kind of anti-fighter. We can either have pods or 2 guardians. If we had had pods in that situation, that launch would have been dead with almost no damage being dealt. But instead, Stone Cold lost literally all his shields. So we'll see how effective these launches are at pushing back the red team.
Yep. I'm switching to the Ladanian camp for a minute.
Now, Beggy is sort of in the pole position as the Levy right now. He really has nobody dedicated specifically to him in his lane. Instead, he just has kind of the red team kind of trying to push majority on the left side, whereas Admin 6 has to deal with these double Levies, although he's really running on Skywalker and setting up a warp trick. Now we have the Destro warping in. He is probably going to go for the kill here. Maybe not. I don't know. There are 4 ships behind Rebellions, and no one is with him. But it looks like he has decided to go for the kill. He has decided
He's
that
committing.
he may die, and he probably will die, but it's better for him to just get this kill and be done with it. Okay, interesting choice. The other Destro is warping in. The blue team is probably not going to have enough DPS to kill both, so hopefully this means the 2 of them can get away. That's probably what they're thinking.
Yep, and that could be, in the fact that they just decide to commit completely to that kill, rather than wishy-washy going back and forth, means that both these Destros are going to probably make it a lot alive, though there's a lot of instant rebellions right now.
It's interesting. Look at Stone Cold not shielding yet. He was trying to take a moment to figure out which Destro can I save. Should I give up on Rebellions and just shield the butter? He decided that he thinks he can save Rebellions, and I think he is right. We'll see how far he can get.
It's a tough choice for a nurse. Admin's warping in more tents and armor so he can try to take off some of the heat. And looks like what Nutbutter really heavily pushing back, but with Luigi being in the orange, they can't afford to push that much.
Wow.
So no trade from 3M. So we lost flight. We lost one of the 6 in carriers, and looks like we
And
may lose
Luigi
Luigi.
is in a lot of trouble. No, he'll be all right. We've got some good cover from Riker.
That's the risky part of this comp. You don't have any nurse with a shield transfer in it. So you really just have to gauge your shields and gauge the positioning of everyone else around you and decide whether or not you're going to dive, because you won't have that extra backup.
You know, it's funny to see the different play styles of these two teams. You know, we're seeing Rebellions basically do what he and his teams do best: roll with double Destros. They are known for their exceptional Destro play.
They're setting up a warp trick getting set up. Sorry, warp trick getting set up here on Beggy. Beggy getting pushed all the way back to the red team base by the red team. Alistair warping in.
They cannot just sit around one ship down. They either have to get a kill or go home, and that's what they're trying to do here.
EMP on everyone, so they're just going for the DPS. Going for the Raven's a good choice because that'll definitely hurt.
Yeah, but there's
the Lions.
I don't know if they'll be able to kill him. They have the launch off. Luigi would have to really commit there. He's not going to be able to do it. Beggy's going to go down. Beggy's going down very quickly.
And there goes Beggy.
It didn't pay off.
No, it did not. He took a lot of damage just setting up that warp trick because both Destros were on him. 3M is now committing because they have to get a trade on something. They have to get a levy.
Even if they kill that levy, Luigi is not going to make it out of here alive. I can pretty much guarantee that. So, in all likelihood, it'll still be a 2-ship disadvantage.
Yep, and Admin 6 looks like he's going to still live with the D shield on Admin 6. There goes Luigi. There goes War Alistair.
There goes War.
And that is the game. And I can tell you in the stream right now, the game is just starting. Game 1 in less than 10 minutes. So game 1 goes to Freelancer Lions. Duality still hanging in there.
It was, a short game, but I think in some ways an impressive game to watch. I mean, I was just saying before, Rebellion's doing the Destro play that he does best. Anybody who is a really good Destro player or plays with really good Destro players knows that playing Destro is all about decision-making. When you push, when you pull back, and when you choose to commit. And we saw brilliant, fearless decision-making from Rebellions, basically not afraid to risk his own life, and actually risk the lives of both Destros, actually knowing, believing that he would be able to get that kill and it would be worth it and they would be able to get out, which is what happened.
Yeah, and that requires a really good, strong sense of the game, being able to just look at the hit point bars, have a good sense of what everyone's upgrades are, and decide whether or not you can make it or not. And then, of course, even a bad command from a captain, if the whole team commits, you can still actually pull out and do very well.
I've been in so many in-houses where it gets into these chaotic trade-type situations, and one of the most confusing is the ones like kind of what we saw in that game, where it seems like both teams kind of pull off in opposite direction, each chasing a lone ship toward their side of the map. And it's sort of like, how do you know what to do in those situations? And that's really what separates the truly experienced players, the players that have been in those situations, that particular situation, 50 times before. They know how to do it. They know how to gauge the DPS, how to gauge how much time they'll need to get back and heal up.
Yep. So I'm going to stop. So unless you have any other words, Ladani, I'm going to stop the recording for this. So this is going to go get uploaded on the stream. Well, maybe not right away, but eventually. And we're going to be going on to game 2, probably with a very short break. So catch you guys in a little bit.
Yep.